I'm Brian Gary, President and co-founder of OPF Enterprises and Into Ceramics. Welcome to our Houston, Texas operations. We started OPF Enterprises in Montana in 2010. OPF Enterprises stands for On the Plant Floor. We have a background of manufacturing and plant operations, so our passion and desire was to create something in consulting and development, from startup companies to development companies to existing operations that needed improvements to expansions to boots on the ground building plants.
My name's Carl Sorrell. I'm Vice President and co-founder of OPF Enterprises and Into Ceramics. The thing that I'm most proud of is that we have helped people either to decide to do something or not decide to do something. But we've also helped people develop new materials from absolute waste materials, and that's very gratifying.
I want to talk a little bit more about our book On the Plant Floor that's been out for several years now. Our culture is a big thing we talk about in manufacturing and in the plant, of how we go in and just try to create a positive culture for the teams. How do you build a culture that everybody has mutual respect, from the janitor up, again, to the plant manager, realizing that we all have a role to do.
Brian and I got together and decided to write the book and said, let's use this hard-fought experience so people might have an easier time of it.
One of the things we're very proud of over the last 10 years is we continue to upgrade and add capabilities to our laboratories.
We have two labs on site here. We call one the wet lab and one the dry lab. We're very blessed to have Ryan Lassiter as our lab manager.
I think you would choose OPF for the experience. The founders of the company, Brian Gary and Carl Sorrell, have over 60 years of experience in all types of ceramics. We're familiar with equipment, different processing, so we can take your raw materials and we can process them in many ways and are hands-on. We look at it so that what we do in the lab, we can go and do in a commercial environment as well.
A new piece of equipment for us here at OPF that we're very proud of is a two-roll grinder. This machine has a large capacity. We can do from lab scale to development work, all the way up to levels of toll manufacturing to help reduce the size of your materials. Our clients not only get everything done under one roof, they save the time and the expense of using 4 to 5 different resources. It doesn't matter which ceramic product we're developing or designing or trying to make or even test. You basically have 4 steps. The first step would be some kind of milling and mixing of materials. The second step would be some type of forming. And forming could be through pressing, it could be through extrusion. You'll see some granulation equipment we've got today that can form and make beads and pellets. It could be lots of different ways to form it. The third thing that's going to happen is what we call firing. In a kiln or sintering, a lot of people will refer to it anywhere. It could be anywhere from ambient temperature all the way up to 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have several kilns in the lab that we can fire at all kinds of temperatures and atmospheres and profiles. And then the fourth thing we call is just selection. It could be screening or QC or just getting that final product ready for the customer. Here we're excited about a new piece of equipment we recently installed just in the last couple of months from JC Steel in North Carolina. Good friends of ours that we've worked with for several years in ceramics, whether it be brick or catalyst or aggregate industries. We're happy to install this machine and use it here at OPF. So we're able to take your minerals from its crude, most raw state, process it, form it, fire it, test it, and then continue the formulation design work until we hit the specifications that you need.